You're going.
Good afternoon, class. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the common cold. While I was doing some research, I came across this humorous story I want to share with you before I begin. A man went to see his doctor because he was suffering from a miserable cold. The doctor gave him pills, and it didn't help him. So he goes back for a second visit, and the doctor gives him a shot. And not only did the shot hurt, but he didn't get any better. So finally, the patient goes back for a third visit. The doctor is pretty frustrated with him at this point, and he says, okay, go home, take a hot bath, and then throw open your windows and stand in the draft. The patient says, but doc, I'll get pneumonia. I know, says the doctor, but I can cure pneumonia. The moral of the story is this, that there is no cure for the common cold. However, it is important to be aware of the signs and symptoms, how it can be given prevention, and how it can be contracted. Let's begin with the signs and symptoms. I'm just going to pass this around. I just wrote out for you guys the signs and symptoms and some conventions. The universal first signs are sneezing, scratchy throat, and runny nose. Unfortunately, these symptoms occur 2 to 3 days after you're infected. Oftentimes, other symptoms include mucus buildup, difficulty breathing through your nose, swelling of the sinuses, sore throat, and a cough. Symptoms can last anywhere from 2 days to 14 days. Most people will recover in a week or so. If the symptoms recur or last longer than 2 weeks, you may have an allergy. Also, colds can occasionally lead to bacterial infections in your ears or sinuses, which requires treatment from an antibiotic. High fever, significantly swollen glands, severe sinus pressure pain, and cough that produces mucus are serious complications, and in such instances, I would recommend that you go see your healthcare provider immediately. Now that we know a little bit of the signs and symptoms, let's look at how the common cold can be transmitted from person to person. A group of researchers led by a team from the University of Virginia Health System conducted a research on the rhinovirus. This is over half the cause of the common cold. And they found that the rhinovirus can live on surfaces for a significantly long amount of time. This is what makes it so highly contagious. Touching your skin on an infected person or an infected surface are the most typical ways of transmission. Touching telephones, stairwells, doorknobs, tabletops, things of that nature, and then touching your eyes or your nose is how it's transferred from person to person. However, there are some definite measures you can take to prevent yourself from getting sick. First and the most effectual is washing your hands. I can't stress that enough. Hand washing should occur several times a day after going to the bathroom, coughing in your hand, wiping your nose, shaking hands with other people, handling pets, stuff like that. Also, when you're in public, touching public doorknobs, shopping carts, magazines, things of that nature. Public bathrooms are helpful when you're out and about to wash up, but you also want to be careful when you're in the bathroom not to touch your hands on the doorknobs and stuff like that. Hand sanitizer is helpful when washing is unavailable. A study conducted by NAP Technologies says that a new alcohol-free hand sanitizer called Soft and Shield protects and moisturizes 4 hours after application. It is an excellent alternative when in the classroom setting. Disinfectants such as Lysol and Clorox are great ways to sanitize around your house and doors. Spray on doorknobs, telephones, and commonly handled household devices. Always check for EPA approved disinfectants. You want to make sure that it'll be safe for your house, and if you're in a house with kids and toxic stuff like that, you want to make sure that it's EPA approved. So, in review, the classic signs and symptoms are sneezing, runny nose, and scratchy throat. Most of the time, the cold virus is transmitted through touching affected persons or infected surfaces. Finally, hand washing and disinfectant are helpful and effectual preventative tools you can use to avoid the common cold. Remember, you now have the knowledge to prevent the common cold. Please spread that instead of your germs. Thank you.